hindi raw kwalipikado ito hong si Justice Secretary Boying Rimulya po mga kabida, no? Sa kanya hong ambisyon na maging ombudsman, kapalit ho kay Ombudsman Samuel Martires, ano? Na magtatapos yung kanya hong term this coming July 27, 2025, ano po mga kabida. Alam naman po natin na nag-apply na po ito hong si Justice Secretary Rimulya, no? Sa posisyon ho bilang ombudsman mga kabida. Sa isang editorial post po mga kabida, no, ng Batas PH, inilatag po nila dito yung mga kwalifikasyon po. At tila hindi ho pasok dito ho si Justice Secretary Rimulya. Yung kanya ho daw pagpasok ho sa ombudsman bilang applicant mga kabida ay isa daw attempt para i-dilute, meaning mawala o walain, ano? Ito hong mekanismo mismo, ano? Sa corruption mga kabida. Para lang po daw i-shield, meaning depensahan yung kanya hong mga kasamahan in the future prosecution mga kabida. Pati na yung kanya hong sarili. Ano po? Eto, babasahin ko lang po, ano? Ito hong editorial post po ng Batas PH. Napakaganda mga kabida, ano? Ang title po nito, Boying Rimulya eyeing the ombudsman position, a shameful attempt to dilute the mechanism against corruption. Okay? Ito po, by Batas PH editorial. The recent announcement of Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Rimulya expressing his craving to hold the ombudsman's position is not just a wicked ambition. Mantakin niyo yung term na ginamit. It is more of defensive attempt to potentially cover up future prosecution efforts against his inner circle and blossom body, ano, mga kabida. Holding a position as powerful as ombudsman is no joke because the institution is more than just an apparatus that preserves a healthy and robust mechanism for accountability in government, but also an armament to guarantee integrity in public service. Ayun. The 1987 Philippine Constitution and the Ombudsman Act of 1989 empower the anti-graft body not only to investigate, but also to impose administrative penalties such as orders of fine, suspension, and dismissal from service against all kinds of government officials, even cabinet members of the president, accused of plunder, graft, corruption, and incompetence. Our legal system vests the ombudsman with a vital role to streamline the accountability of public officials. This is especially true with the consolidation of investigatory, prosecutory, and adjudicative powers within the ombudsman, which is legally intended to efficiently curb corruption and ensure integrity within public office. No less than the Supreme Court recognizes the ombudsman's role in championing the welfare of people against erring government officials. Undoubtedly, it can shape the landscape of the country's legal system. That's why whoever leads it should be someone who has recognized probity and the highest principle of honesty and decency. But why should the power of the ombudsman fall into the wrong hands of someone like Boying Rimulya? Mantakin mo itong tanong, ha? Bakit daw na itong kapangyarihan po, ano, ng ombudsman mapupunta doon ho kay Secretary Rimulya? Wrong hands of someone like Boying Rimulya. This is because he lacks all the necessary standards to become an effective and anti-graft buster. Sa madaling salita po mga kabida, hindi ho kwalipikado ito hong si Justice Secretary Boying Rimulya na maging ombudsman. Ano po? No? Ito po. Boying is under ombudsman investigation. Maalala po ninyo, ito hong si Secretary Rimulya, sinampahan po ng reklamo, kabilang po siya dun ho sa mga respondents, sa complaint na isinampa po makabida ni Senator Amy Marcos. Yung kanyang isinabmit na chairman's report, dun ho sa kanyang Committee on Foreign Relations po makabida, na nag-imbestiga ho mga kabida dun ho sa sinasabi hong illegal na pag-aresto daw kay dating Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Kabilang po ito hong si Secretary Rimulya po dun as respondent, mga kabida. At yung iba pang mga personalidad po, just like John Vic Rimulya, yung kanyang kapatid, ito hong mga undersecretaries po niya, diyan po sa Department of Justice, Okay? So, yun po, ang ibig sabihin po dito sa post po mga kabida ng batas sa PH. Eto, tuloy po tayo. In May 2025, Senate Committee on Foreign Relations Chair Amy Marcos tapped the Ombudsman to investigate Rimulya's potential criminal and administrative liabilities for alleged arbitrary detention, graft, and usurpation of judicial authority and false testimony in connection with the arrest and subsequent turnover of former President Duterte to the International Criminal Court or ICC, mga kabida. Boying should have no place in the application process. Section 5, Rule 4 of the Judicial and Bar Council. Rules provide that those with pending criminal or regular administrative cases should be automatically disqualified from being nominated for appointment to any judicial post or as ombudsman or deputy ombudsman. Ayun, malinaw pala, mga kabida, Okay, doon ho sa Section 5, Rule 4 ng JBC na hindi ho pwedeng i-appoint o maging aplikante, ito hong mga personalidad na meron pong pending cases. Although ito hong sa ombudsman po makabida is for investigation po makabida, po. Pero para sa akin unusual po ito, Okay? Kasi unang-una po, nag-apply po si Secretary Rimulya bilang ombudsman and here comes, meron po siyang complaint na naisampa po dyan po sa ombudsman. Paano niya i-handle yan? Paano po siya maging fair dyan po sa investigasyon kung sakali po siya po ang pipiliin po ng Pangulo na maging ombudsman po makabida? Eto, tuloy pa rin tayo. This is not to say Boying is guilty. Rather, this is only to emphasize that putting someone as ombudsman while he himself is under ombudsman investigation is nothing but a shameful insult to the principle of accountability we sought to achieve. It invites impunity and weakens institutional checks on power. Totoo yan, Kaya yan ang sinabi ko po kanina, paano ho i-handle ni Secretary Rimulya kung sakali siya po ang i-appoint po ng Pangulo, bilang ombudsman. Yung kanya hong complaint, okay, dyan po sa ombudsman, mga kabida. Diba? Magmukha hong katawa-tawa po mga kabida. Isang i-appoint bilang ombudsman, tapos may impending complaint dyan po sa Office of the Ombudsman. Diba? Very ironic. Okay? Ironic masyado, mga kabida, Boying came from a political dynasty. Isa din ito sa mga, para sa akin, elemento po para hindi po dapat mag-qualify ito hong si Secretary Rimulya. Kasi politiko at napabilang ho sa political dynasty po makabida. Eto. While technically Boying is qualified for the said position if the only basis is credential, looking at his track record and background, choosing him is a very big mistake. Someone who came from a political dynasty should be outrightly rejected. 3 of Boying's children are in politics. Crispin Diego Rimulya, who was re-elected in the recent election as representative of Cavite's 7th District. Francisco Gabriel Remulla is the incumbent governor of Cavite, and Jacinta Remulla was elected as vice mayor of Naic, Cavite. How can one lead anti-graft effort if he doesn't have a non-partisan posture due to obvious political leanings? Verily, the people need a no-holds-barred ombudsman who will go after big fish without hesitation and self-serving restraint, ready to confront roaring waves for the sake of accountability despite political noises and pressure. Boying is a political figure. Boying's current position as Justice Secretary and member of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s cabinet is another red flag. For so many years, he served at the pleasure of the appointing officer, which makes people think that if he is appointed as ombudsman, it will literally be another political arrangement trying to diffuse oversight mechanisms. By allowing a political figure to hold the nation's anti-corruption watchdog role, doubts are cast on its capabilities to truly exercise the institution's power, which in turn creates havoc to the very foundation of democracy that undermines public confidence. The ombudsman's seat is about to vacate, a position that has a 7-year fixed term. Should Boying be appointed, he will serve up to 2032 or up until the next president's term. That's a long time of suffering. The people don't want to beg for accountability and justice. That's why the ombudsman's position should be given to someone who could show no mercy to the corrupt and crook, but also someone who could make the institution closer to the people, which Boying cannot surely provide. The people observe better. So, ang ganda po mga kabida, yung article, yung editorial po ng Batas PH. Ito po, sa akin pong opinion, mga kabida. Unang-una po, bakit hindi ho kwalipikado po si Justice Secretary Remulla? Nasa executive department po siya, He is an appointee of the president. Alright? Malinaw po. At i-appoint po siya at ang president po yung appointing authority pagdating ho sa selection kung sino yung magiging susunod na ombudsman. Diba? So, it's unfair po kung manggagaling ho sa executive branch yung susunod na ombudsman. Pangalawa po, Boying Remulla has a pending complaint na iniimbestigahan po ngayon ng Office of the Ombudsman. Gaya ng sinabi ko po kanina, paano ho niya i-handle yan? Meron pong ongoing investigation. At kung sakali siya po ay pipiliin bilang susunod na ombudsman, what do you think? What will happen to the complaint? What will happen to the investigation? Mga kabida. Diba? Pangatlo po, siya po ay isang politiko. Alam naman po natin, pag politiko ang isang tao po, pwede ho yung pakiusapan po, mga kabida. Yun yung mga politiko, Okay? Yun yung nakikita ko pong hindi po bagay. Sa madaling salita, hindi po siya kwalipikado para sa akin. Kasi hindi po niya tangay yung pagiging isang independent na ombudsman na it should be the case. Dapat independent. Wala hong kinikilingan po. Wala hong pinapaboran. Paano po? Politiko Marami siyang mga kaibigang mga politiko din na posibleng mahahabla dyan po sa ombudsman, mga kabida. Ang dapat ilalagay po dyan, yung walang bagahe, yung patas po, yung independent. Okay? Kagaya ho ng mga personalidad na nasa hudikatura. Wala po yan silang kinikilingan eh. Unang-una, hindi po politiko. Wala po sa executive branch. Okay? Wala ho sa legislative branch. Nasa hudikatura po, mga kabida. Okay? So, yun po. Napakaganda. Sana mabasa po ng Pangulo po, ito hong editorial po ng Batas PH po, mga kabida. Para at least, mabigyan po siya ng guidance. Okay? Kung paano ho pumili ng isang tapat at independent po na ombudsman na kapalit po, mga kabida, ni Ombudsman Samuel Martinez. Para po sa inyong komento at opinion, please comment down. Sa mga hindi pa po subscriber sa akin channel, please subscribe. Just click the subscribe button, click the notification bell, click all para updated po kayo, mga kabida, sa aking mga uploads. Maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat.